Namaste my dear students, very good morning to all of you. Here let us continue our one of the chapter, that is plant growth regulators, that includes plant hormone and phytohormones. So plant hormone or phytohormone, that is one of the chapter is remaining in our total syllabus. So let us start with the discussion. Plant growth regulators. We already studied the hormones with respect to human endocrine system. Here, let us discuss the hormones and their action with respect to plant. So plants are also with the growth regulators or the hormones. So what is meant by plant growth regulators? How we can define plant growth regulators? Commonly called PGRs, short formally now PGRs again. PGRs. So this PGR or plant growth regulators here, these are small, simple molecules that regulate plant growth. Smaller in amount than simple chemical molecule that is going to regulate or control or do the plant growth. Based on the function, PGR or PGRs are classified or grouped into two categories. So plant growth regulator, ಅದು regulate ಮಾಡು plant growth ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ. One is plant growth promoter and second one is plant growth inhibitor. So one is the plant growth promoter, the other one is plant growth inhibitor. So what is meant by plant growth regulator? It is the under that plant growth promoter. So promote, even product is promote ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ market. So here it will going to induce the growth of plant. So for growth promoting activities, which are the activities? The growth activities ಯಾವುದು? It may be cell division. Cell division of the saka, mitosis of the saka. No, enlargement means increase of size. Then trophic growth, pattern formation, flowering, fruiting and seed formation, means overall growth of the plant in terms of different section. It may be cell division, then enlargement, trophic growth, pattern formation, then ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು angiosperm flowering ಅಲ್ವಾ, flower ಆದ ಸಕ there is a pollination, fertilization, fruit setting. Fruit setting, inside that fruit the seeds are there. So overall growth of the plant in terms of different aspects, that is what plant growth promoter. It will going to promote, it will going to induce, it will going to have the activity in terms of different things in the plant point of view with respect to that particular type. So example is auxin, gibberellin and cytokinin. Auxin, gibberellin and cytokinin, these are the plant growth promoter. The first one is the auxin, second one it is the gibberellin, and the third one is cytokinin. These are the three important types of plant growth promoter. Remember, the examples. Now coming to the second type, plant growth inhibitor. So inhibit, stop ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. It will going to act as a barricade. It will going to act as a stop. Yeah. So as a result of that, one side the promoter is there, another is the inhibitor is there. So inhibitor means for growth inhibiting activities. Growth ಅನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ activity. Inhibiting activity. It will going to retard or it will going to stop. It will going to hinder. It will going to act as a gate. It will going to speed the check of. It's a speed checking thing with respect to the growth. So for growth inhibiting activities, ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ growth promoting activities. These are the growth promoting activities ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಈಗ ನಾವು growth inhibiting activities ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ there comes a dormancy, then abscission, etc. So respond to wound and stresses of biotic and abiotic origin. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ growth inhibitors ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So for growth inhibiting activities like dormancy, seed dormancy ಇರಬಹುದು, abscission ಇರಬಹುದು, and as a result of wound, response to the wound, ಒಂದು ಗಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು twig, ಒಂದು branch ಕಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, or some kind of necrosis happened, some kind of boring, stem ಕಿತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ due to the insect action. So ಆಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ರೆಮಿಡೀಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. So response to the wound healing phenomena ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ, ನಮಗೊಂದು ಗಾಯ ಆದರೆ wound heal ಆಗಲ್ವಾ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ wound healing phenomena ಇದೆ. Then stresses of abiotic and biotic origin. Abiotic stress ಇರಬಹುದು, ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆರ್ ದ availability of water, the scarcity of water. So that also considered as abiotic stress. Then biotic stress, there will be competition, there will be some kind of parasite attack or disease causing organism attack, that is a biotic stress. So this plant growth inhibitor, here comes two important example, abscisic acid and ethylene. So first one, abscisic acid. So ethylene and abscisic acid, it is ABA, abscisic acid, ABA, abscisic acid and ethylene. These are the two important type of our plant growth inhibitor. Okay, my dear friends. So here ethylene. So in that ethylene fight either of plant of the group, but it is largely as a growth inhibitor. So some of the action of the ethylene is a plant growth regulators and promoter and also, but it is largely a growth inhibitor. If you take percentages of action, ethylene is considered as a growth inhibitor instead of plant growth promoter. That is the first slide. Second slide, here comes our auxin. First let us actually in this chapter the study of auxin, different cytokinin, abscisic acid, ethylene, their action. So ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂತಹ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅದು ರಿಟೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ರಿಟೈನ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರ್. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid and ethylene, their action. Okay, their discovery and their action. So first one is the auxin. So what is this auxin? It is a plant growth promoter. So who discovered that one? Charles Darwin. Darwin ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. Darwin ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಅವರ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ Darwin, Charles Darwin. So Darwinian principle, evolution ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So Charles Darwin and his son Francis Darwin observed that the coleoptile of canary grass responded to unilateral illumination by growing towards the light source that is phototrophism phenomenon. So ಏನಿದು two persons ಚಾರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಡಾರ್ವಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ ಡಾರ್ವಿನ್. ಡಾರ್ವಿನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನ ಮಗ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ ಡಾರ್ವಿನ್ ತಂದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ what they observe that the coleoptile ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶೂಟಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ coleorhiza ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೂಟಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದು coleorhiza the embryo study ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So coleoptile of canary glass responded to unilateral elimination to the single point unilateral elimination by growing towards the light source. So bending off in your diagram this is the experiment to demonstrate that tip of coleoptile of the canary grass is the source of oxygen. Here light is focusing towards the tip of the coleoptile. This is the coleoptile of canary grass. A. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಟಿಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಲೇಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರುವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ light focusing onto this plant into a particular region, the bending of light towards the source of sunlight, that is phototrophism, adu control avarige observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು they observe both of them observe the bending of the coleoptile towards the source of light. Why it is happening ಅಂತ later identification ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So coleoptile of canary grass, the plant canary grass plant na coleoptile light energy ge source of sunlight ge bend agutte. Why? It was concluded that the tip of coleoptile caused the bending of the entire coleoptile. So yaake idu ee reetiyalidda coleoptile hige bend agutte. So when the light source is there, source of light is there, why the bending of the coleoptile towards the source of light? First of all the tip will going to bend, later the entire coleoptile will going to have the bending towards light. Adra conclude ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So why that is happening, why the bending is there? F.W. Went later scientist first observation Charles Darwin, Francis Darwin observed the bending of the coleoptile, entire coleoptile towards the sunlight, that is phototrophism phenomenon. So bending of plant towards the sunlight. Then F.W. Went isolated oxygen from tip of coleoptile of oat seed. Next the scientist ಬರ್ತಾರೆ F.W. Went ಅವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ oxygen isolate ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Who isolated oxygen at first? F.W. Went from which one? From coleoptile of oat seedling. oat ಇದೆ oats ಅಂತ ತಿಂತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ oats. So ಅದರ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಏನು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ನ coleoptile ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ during germination. So in that seedling refers to young plant, just germinated seed will going to produce the seedling, young plant. So coleoptile of that oat seedling will going to have the bending towards the sunlight, and they isolated the person F.W. Went isolated that chemical oxygen from that plant. Then in the case of human being ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So human oxygen was first isolated from human urine. So human urine ಇದೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐಸೋಲೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ human body. So blood ಇಂದ urine ಇಂದ ಐಸೋಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Then oxygen are produced by the growing epicels of stem and root, from where they migrate to region of their action. So ಈ coleoptile experimental ಏನು identification ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, what they concluded, oxygen, the plant growth promoter, is going to be produced in the tip of the stem apices, stem and root. ಈಗ stem ನ tip ಮತ್ತೆ root ನ tip oxygen ಗಳು produce ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So actually root tip and shoot tip is with which kind of tissues? My dear students, that is the meristematic tissues. So meristematic tissues will going to show continuous growth and division, all those things are there. Now coming to that point here, the root apices and shoot apices, root apical region and shoot apical region, in that area the auxin concentration is high, means auxin is produced from that region, and from there it will going to migrate into the remaining part of the plant body where they will going to actually work. Nammali kuda agirva. So hormones in the case of human being produced in particular region, particular endocrine system, and it will travel through the blood and reaches to the region of its action. Same kind in the case of plant also. In the case of plant, particular region is there, that is the meristematic region, shoot meristematic region, root meristematic region, tip of the root and tip of the shoot, where the auxins are going to be produced, and it is travel through the circulatory media. In the case of plant, it is the xylem. So through that it will enter into the region of its activity. So in a particular region, the activity of that particular hormone will be there, that auxin will be there. So remember, my dear students, this Coley-Octane experiment is carried out by Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, and later auxin was isolated by F.W. Went in the Coley-Octane of goat seed, and in the human urine they means the scientists isolated auxin, and auxin production center is at the meristematic region of the root and shoot or the stem, and it will travel to the region where they are going to act. This is about one important slide. And next one, types of auxins. So auxins are types of types of auxin. So here comes a natural auxin and synthetic auxin. Natural, naturally these auxins are found in the case of plant, and synthetic means artificially in the laboratory condition or in the laboratory region or in the industrial level for industrial purpose, means for the agricultural purpose or nursery purpose, the synthetic auxins are going to be used. So types of auxins, if you take natural and synthetic. So natural, if you take, here comes IAA, indole acetic acid, they are given, and indole butyric acid, IBA. Then they are isolated from plants. ಇದು ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ನೋಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದು ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ. ಇಂಡೋಲ್ ಎಸಿಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ IAA, then indole butyric acid IBA, this is IBA, this is IAA. Then the other two are synthetic. Okay, synthetic. So first one natural. Remember, give two natural or one natural auxin, that is the indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid. They are coming to the synthetic. Synthetic are NAA. What is this NAA? Naphthalene acetic acid and 2,4-D. 2,4-D, yeah, 2,4-D. What is it? 2,4-D. What is this 2,4-D? Dichloro, 2,4-dichlorophenoliacetic. 2,4-dichlorophenoliacetic. That is the full form. First one they know NAA, naphthalene acetic acid. ಇದೇನು ಎರಡು 2,4-D ಮತ್ತು NAA. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ NAA 2,4-D ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ IAA IBA ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಬರೀಬಹುದು, ಆಯ್ತಾ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಹೆಸರು ಬರಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಡೋಲ್ ಅಸೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ಇಂಡೋಲ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ನ್ಯಾಫ್ಥಲಿನ್ ಅಸಿಟಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, 2,4-dichlorophenoliacetic ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. 2,4-D, NAA, IAA, IBA. ಓಕೆ, yeah, this is what the types of auxin. ಇದು 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoliacetic acid. ಇದರ acidic ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ, acidic acid, acidic acid. Okay, then naphthalene acetic acid, this is naphthalene acetic acid, this is the 2,4-D. Okay, these are the two types of auxins. Next Consecutive functions and important part. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮೈನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಬರೀತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಟು ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ರೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಪಗೇಷನ್. ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟ್, ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್, ರೈಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ರೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ stem cutting. So stem is used as the propagule. In the case of best example, ನಮ್ಮ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನು ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಹೈಬಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ಯಾರ್ದೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹೈಬಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದಾಸವಾಳ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ನಾಶ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಅದರ ರೂಟ್ ಏನು ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪಾಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಲಿಥಿನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಸಾಯಿಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಬೋರ್ಡರ್ ರೀಜನ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಇಂಟು ರೈಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ initiation of rooting. In the stem cutting for plant propagation, for the growth of new plant, the stem cuttings are going to be utilized. In the case of rose, another important example, am I right? Rose. In the case of hibiscus, the stem cutting is going to be used. So this stem cutting will going to be utilized to new plant. And promote flowering. Promote flowering. Promote flowering. Example, pineapple. So to prevent fruit and leaf drop at early stages. So promoting of flowering. At a time, entire pineapple field, andre the plants found in that field, pineapple plant will going to flower at a time. At a time the fruit developing is there. At a time harvesting can be done. So it is a benefit to the farmer. So for the farmer's point of view, if you are going to spray the auxin at a time, the pineapple is going to produce the flower. So promote flowering in the natural way also. Flowering can be promoted in the case of pineapple by using auxin, and it is going to be utilized to prevent fruit and leaf drop at early stage. Early stage prevent fruit and leaf drop. So before the maturity, if the fruit and leaf is going to be detached from the plant body, it is harm to that plant or benefit is very less to the farmer. So it will prevent the early falling of the fruit. Immature fruit falling can be prevented, and leaf drop of the plant. Then promote the abscission of older leaves and fruits. Promote the abscission, aging. Abscission of older leaf and fruit. This could happen. Induce parthenocarpy, another important thing. Induce parthenocarpy. Example, tomato. Okay, parthenocarpy abscission, then prevent fruit and leaf drop, promote flowering, rooting in the stem cutting. These are the important function of our auxin. What is parthenocarpy? It is the development of fruit without fertilization. Then in the case of tomato, then they are used as herbicides. Herbicides means to have the effect, negative effect, or we can prevent the plants from the disease causing organism. So herbicide. Then 2,4-D is used to kill dicot weed, another important function. Yeah, dicot weed annu eliminate ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. So weed means unwanted, unnecessary plants in our crop field. ನಾವು ಏನು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ವೀಡ್ಸ್ ಕಳೆಗಿಡಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಕಳೆಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ತೆಗೆಯುವುದು? ಬೈ ದ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ 2,4-dichlorophenoxacin. Then it does not affect monocot plant. So monocot plant ಮೇಲೆ affect ಆಗಲ್ಲ. It is used to prepare weed free lawns. ನೋಡಿ, monocot plant, lawn ಅಂದ್ರೆ grass is a monocot plant. So to eliminate the dicot weeds present in the lawn area, to maintain the beauty of that lawn, it is very easy to eliminate that by spraying 2,4-D. So 2,4-D is not going to do any effect on the monocot plant but on the dicot weeds. Then controls xylem differentiation and help with cell division. Differentiation of xylem means one of the important conducting tissue in our plant, isn't it? And helps with cell division. So overall function, main function ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ weedicide ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ to kill the dicot weed from the lawns and control xylem differentiation, and also it will help in the cell division. These are the important functions of our auxin, one of the plant growth promoter. Then in higher plants, the growing apical bud inhibits the growth of lateral bud. It is known as apical dominance. So apical dominance phenomenon. What is apical dominance? Dominant ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Dominance is ಅಲ್ಲ. Dominant means they are superior. Dominant ಅಲ್ವಾ? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. In higher plants, in angiosperm higher plants, the trees, the growing apical bud means the tip, nothing is bud. So growing apical bud, the diagram is from yeah, here this is the apical bud, this is the apical bud. Growing apical bud is going to inhibit the growth of lateral bud. Lateral means side bud. ಈ apical bud ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇದು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೇನಾಯಿತು, ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವ ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ will increase, but lateral growth of the plant is not going to be there. Why? It is because of apical dominance. What is that one? Because in the case of auxin, I said in the previous slide that what? It is the auxin concentration is high in the shoot apical region and root apical region. So root ಮತ್ತೆ shoot ನ ತುದಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ auxin ನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದರ ಟಿಪ್ಪುಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, but not in the lateral side. So what we have to do? It is decapitation. What is this? Removal of shoot tips. ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಬಂದಿದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ತುದಿಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ will be there. So as a result of that, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರಿ ಬಡ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಲೆಂತ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೈಡ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರಲ್ಲ. So it is not at all good. So luxuriant growth is there when all the parts of the plant, axillary bud, terminal bud, so yellow ಕೂಡ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು. So this is the representation of that axillary bud. ಇದರ ತುದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಗ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. So this is called decapitation, removal of the shoot tips, result in the growth of lateral bud. And it is applied in a tea plantation, hedge making, etc. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು, ಟೀ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್, ಚಹಾ ತೋಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಂಗ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇನು ಯಂಗ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೀ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮೆಥಡಾಲಜಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಗ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳೆದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದೇ, ಅದು ವಿಷಯ. ನಾನು ಹೆಡ್ಜ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಶೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಬುಷಿ ಶೇಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಡಿಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಪಿಕಲ್ ಬಡ್. ಈಗ ರೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕುತ್ತಾ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಾನ್ ಒಳಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಲಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕುತ್ತಾ, ಪ್ಲಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರೂಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಶೂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್. And what we are observing in the garden also, it is a shoot, not root. Root ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಬಹುದು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ನ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ವಾ. above the soil what is there, it is going to be visible. So we can give the shape, we can get the profit, we can have more yield, etc., etc. by using this decapitation phenomenon. So plant growth regulator in that plant growth promoter in that auxin is high in the apical brainstem. Okay. So remember that is apical dominance. Okay, higher plants the growth of apical part is going to inhibit the growth of other lateral or axillary bud. So that is called apical dominance. See, apical dominance. ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಎಪಿಕಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಬಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮೋರ್ yield and growth. Next is the second one, gibberellin. So this is also acting like plant growth regulator in that plant growth promoter. Here comes one person. So gibberellin, gibberellin. So the person is called E. Kurosawa. Seriala? Kurosawa. E. Kurosawa treated the one experiment what he conducted. Treated the sterile filtrate of Gibberella fungicoli. This was a fungus that causes Bakari disease or foolish seedling in rice to healthy rice seedling. So you know Gibberella fungicoli ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಇದಿದೆ